Okay.
A very good evening to you all. This is business game presentation meeting for batch 2017 0609 group 6 circle 3, and I remain my humble self, mentor Nick, mentor in charge of this particular group in this batch. So the business game part, as we all know, is the ultimate of all tasks. It forms the fundamental of the MMA community, which you guys will be managers as soon, very soon. So it is expected of all. It's the only good task in the MMA Gather School. It's expected of students to work together as a group to deal with the tasks from task 1 to 7. All students are grouped into respective groups, and this is which is called circle, and this is circle 3. And listed in circle 3, I have Christopher Onwaka, Ade Doyin Adewale, Chinedueze, Julius Fosudo, Michael Omotayo, Success M, Rufus Olusesan, Obalu Chima, as well as Akomolafe Abiodun. And in the meeting tonight, I have Success, Adedokun Julius Williams, Christopher, as well as Chinedu. So they have collected they have collected their work together, their solutions for the business game task. So I ever hand over this meeting to the first person that will be representing this circle in the presentation, the person of Christopher. I'm sure, yeah, Christopher Chuku. So Christopher Chuku, can you hear me clearly? The meeting is over to you, please. Thank you.
Thank you very much. It is my pleasure to welcome each and every one of you to this meeting. I'm taking task 1. Task 1 comes with a question, and the question says, you receive all the information needed in order to become managers, that is leaders in the MMM global community. Now you have an important task. Enter in a new country and develop MMM global here. Being in this new country, it will be Nigeria. As a starting resources, you have internet, a team, knowledge received in the school, then $50,000. Within an hour, you have to develop a plan of action for a week. You must specify the number of registrations and deposits you will achieve over the period. Then note that it is important. $50,000 is given only once. Later on, you should use the free resources from the system. Then, since we are given Nigeria, we are to go to Nigeria and study about Nigeria. And during our course of study, we find out that Nigeria has a population of close to 200, and also it is found in Africa, West Africa, to be precise with. And they have a currency which they use, which is Naira, and they use diverse languages. And the capital of Nigeria is Abuja. Then, according to our plan, before we proceed, we have to do some survey works or plans. That is not our objective. And our objective is to survey of the locals, interpretations. We need interpreters, we need accommodation to identify the competition and the basic needs of the people. We also need to set up an email trip campaign. That is messages to keep people on awareness. I also have to schedule ourselves and also invite the journalists that will really help us to broadcast the MMM ideology. We need to identify cities, about 5 cities is to take place, and the city we were able to choose was Cross River, Port Harcourt, and Abuja. Then the training of new guardians, about 10 of them is expected to be trained. Then campaigns in public places. These public places have to be where people gather, like in the bus stop, in the marketplaces. Now, we should also remember that according to the question, we are given $50,000 once to start up with. That is our resources. We also have internet. We also have a team of 10. We have a guidance school, and we have social medias. So we actually have to work with those things to achieve our aim. Those are our resources. We have to do an online planning to enable us to accomplish our task. Then it has to go with budgeting. Then in execution of what we actually want to do, we have to make transportation available for a week for those people that wants to attend the seminar, especially for the first time. We have to promote at least 5 offline events that will take place after the first official seminar. That is the offline event. Our plans. Then create Facebook pages and YouTube channels and promote MMM ideologies. Also have to go for charity events, either the motherless baby homes or whatever. Then we all have to create an offline consultation platform. Going to our budget, I want to give out the details. One is that we have a cost of 10 guardians. We provided accommodation for them, feeding, transportation, and it was able to cost us $100. Two, we provided hall and equipment for the seminar, and our estimated participant was 500, and it cost us $2,000. Then promotion or publicity, it cost us $500. The offline event in the 5 major cities cost us $5,000, 1,000 for each. Then fifthly, the training cost was able to cost us $4,000. Then logistics or miscellaneous cost us $16,500. Cost us $600. Sorry. Then if we are to total the cost we have, we will be having a total of $16,500. Then if we minus $16,500 from the $50 that is being given to us once, we will be having a balance of $33,500. Then we are also to ensure that we made a registration, and we were able to make a registration of 570 persons. Then each person was able to register, and at the end of the day, we got $300. Now, if we are to multiply 500 of 300, it will give us 171,000. That is the amount we have. I move quickly to task 2. Am I being followed? Hello?
Hello? We are with you. We are with you.
Okay. So I move to task 2. The task to accomplish on task 2 is that a week have passed. You are 4 men. The average contribution of a participant to the structure is around $300. Under the regulation of the MMM Global, you must provide at least 30% growth in terms of participant payments starting from the first contribution. Your task is to calculate how many new members and contribution you have to ensure in the next 3 weeks in order to be able to make the required payment to the older participants. It is necessary to write down your plan of action for the next 3 weeks. Under the above conditions stated, point out what resources you need. You are going to use them, the number of new participants, and the money raised during this period. What extra costs you have and how to extract them. Then going to that, remember that our location is still Nigeria, and our duration now given to us is 3 weeks. And now we have 9 members. Now, what is our aim and our objective? Is to calculate, plan, and ensure how we can achieve the members' weeks in order to be able to make the required payment of the older participants. Average donation is $300. Members that joined MMM in the first week work participants for 6 days. That is, we are multiplying 50 participants that join times 6, which will give us 300. Now, if you are to multiply 300 times 300, the 300 of and $300 will give us $90,000. Registration bonus for 300 participants for that first week will give us $6,000. That is from $20 times 300 will give us $6,000. Now we will come to a total of $90,000 plus $6,000, which will give us a total of $96,000. The percentage of growth on the donation and registration bonuses for 4 weeks, it will be equals to 130% of 1,000, which will amount to $124,800. Additional referral bonus, assuming each participant register at least 1 new member during the first week. If assuming each participant register at least 1 new member during the first week, we will be having a growth of 30% plus $99, which will now have a total of $11,700. Total amount to be paid to those who register for the first week will be $136,500. We want to go to an assumption that we keep registering 300 new participants for each week. Then for 3 weeks, it will give us 900 new participants. That is times 3. For the 3 weeks, we give us 900 new participants. Now the contribution of 900 new participants at the rate of $300 per participant will give us $270,000. Total contribution within the next 3 weeks is now that $270,000. Now we needed resources to register new participants. We print bills, we train about 15 more guidance to expand the network. Someone saying anything? Hello?
Continue.
Go ahead, Chima.
Let me finish up. Now,
Yes.
if we maintain the rate of new participants in the first week, that is 300, till the contribution of 300 continues, we are still getting that 900. Contribution expected over the 3 weeks will be 900 new participants, and with average of contribution of $300, which is $270,000. This will be able to pay the participant who register for the first week. And the participant who register for the first week, we will pay them $136,500. Now minus $136,500 from $270,000. We'll be having a balance of $133,500. That will be our balance. Well, after paying the first person in the first week, we'll now move to tax 3. Tax 3 said a month have passed. We are 100. The same plan for another month on the basis of results of previous calculation, taking into account the dynamic of growth. When you talk of dynamics of growth, hello? When you talk of dynamic of growth, you talk of changes can really occur in the growth of the registration, the member of new participant and contribution for the next 4 weeks. Now we have week 1, week 2, week 3, and the week 4. And during the week 1, we are able to have a total of 107,000, which still occur on the second week, a total of $197,000, and we kept doing it that way. So all the weeks we have the same total of $197,000. Now, if we now want to have a grand total, first week, second week, third week, and fourth week, we will be having a total of $2,780,000 4 weeks. The weekly contribution for the second month will be as follows, with average of $300 and 50% growth. Now we are having 50% growth. The other one was 30, but now we are having dynamic changes. We are having a dynamic growth. That is a change in growth for the next month. And we are still in the next month, we are still having week 1, week 2, week 3, and week 4. And week 1, we got $1,063,200. The second week, we got a total of $1,594,800. The third week, we got a total of $2,392,000. Then the fourth week, which is the last week, we get $3,588,300. The grand total from week 1 to week 4, we are getting a total of $8,638,500. Now we now want to go through this the totals we got with $3,588,300 each from at least 11,961 participants at 300 registration each. That is for the fourth week. Now, after all this summation of this, our grand total was 8 million naira and above. Now, what did we consider? We want to assume that all the 5,981 participants reph while withholding their reward and bonus. There will be an addition of $1,794,300 to the treasury plus of $132,900, which will amount to $927,200. Then I want to note that the amount will be enough for 5,981 participants to GH. So the system is actually healthy. The amount is still okay. But in case where there is no reph from the 5,981 participants, we shall compel to make sure that there will be additional income of $956,880 to be added to the 1 million plus 300, $500 left over to balance it for the next 5,981 participants. This means that we must try and register more participants, at least 3,500 participants to the system in 1 week or less, which will provide a minimum of $953,880 to pay the other remaining participants. So at this point, I've been able to cover from tax 1 to tax 3. I will now want to hand over to the next presenter who will take over from tax 4 and tax 5. My pleasure being with you.
Hello, good evening, sir.
Okay, go ahead.
Hello, good evening, sir.
Yeah, go ahead.
My name is Adedokun Adewale, joyadedokun@gmail.com. Can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm to take tax 4, and you have the number of participants deposits that I've calculated. Now you can calculate what you need to place up or organize within the next month. A week after the start of the month, there's a local holiday in Nigeria which is celebrated during the weekday. The activity of registration fall by 75%. Make a plan of action for a month. What resources and how you should use them, the right amount of contribution and participants for the development on the system. So we have a tax here. According to what my colleagues are doing, the system is healthy before we come here. But as we approach this new month, there was holiday. So during the holiday, the percentage of registration of new participants dropped because of the pass of information. So we in the first week here, according to our analysis here, we have 17,942 participants. In the second week, we have 4,485 participants, and the third week we have 1,121 participants, and on the the last week of the month we have 280 participants. You can see that the participants registration they are dropping. So according to what we have here, if each participant can contribute $300, we have a total amount for the first week which is going to be $5,382,600. And the second week, we have $1,345,500. We have $336,300. And the last week, we have $84,000. You can see that because of the registration and all the data affected registration did. So when we come to grand total of the money we can generate to the system for that 1 month, we have $7,000. We have $7,148,400. That's the total contribution from the new participant that we have in the system now. Look, we're now applying 30% of grace rate and 20% 30% of grace rate and $20 registration bonus and revert bonus for the month. The payout will now go like this. We'll be paying out total amount of $7,535,240 US. You can see the calculation here. We have the number of the amount they contributed times 30% plus this $20 is the registration bonus for the new member times the amount of the new member, the number of the new participants. So the total we are having is this is what we have for the first week. And when we go like that for the second week, we see what we have for the second week. And when we now come to at the end of the month, we now have a total of $10,007 and $760 to pay out. So when we come to our calculation, what has come into the system is just 7,148, $7,148,400. You can see that there's no way the system can meet up with this payment based on this calculation. We have the differences of $2,899,360. So how do we go about this? We have differences. So how do we go about this? Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, I can hear you.
Sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. With the recent development, which involves the auditory activity, reduction of drop to 70%, the following measure will be considered. The first thing you have to do is to introduce a pause mode. In a pause mode, all the contribution will be divided into two, before and after the pause mode. By the time we do a pause mode, everything just say we do not allow enough GH and do not allow enough PH because we are in a pause mode. We will now proceed the example, pending when the pause mode will be lifted, application activities will resume promptly. After we have done that, is that for any GH request, as for any F request, and by the participant at this period, some calculation we have to apply. We don't just give them the money they requested, and before you can be able to GH, you have to put in some calculation. That is current PH, money you have to PH to system, minus total GH, and we have times X. That X depending on the money we have on the system by that particular point in time. By the time we apply that, before anybody can GH, it will help us because we have known how much we have on the system already. So by the time you calculate that, we use that to calculate what you're going to pay out. And another thing we're going to do is that we will delay the matching of the provide help request a bit. So in our system, our PH must be more than GH to have a balance system. So when our GH, because what we have here is our GH is more than our PH. So even our GH is more than our PH, so that our system is not healthy. So we have to delay our GH, we do our PH a little bit, so that until we now have enough money on the system that when our PH is now more than our GH, we will also delay the matching of the provide F request a bit in order to balance the GH F. Of the macro will be extended to at least 1 more week. We're going to extend the delay payment to 1 more week, so that by the time the holiday period has gone, a lot of things will have come back. The normalization will have come. By then we'll have more people that have come into the system to register. Then we now look at what happened. Then that takes us to tax 5. Our plan did not work out. We don't have enough new registration, new deposit to cover the cost of the current deposit. Why does our plan does not work out? That's what we have to look into. Our plan does not work out because people that have already contributed or provide help in the community, they want to get help back. They want people to get help back. As we are bringing all those new things to them, they did not see it as anything. They said that give us we need our money and provide help. I need to get help back. So we have to. What are we going to do next? That is the next question now. How many participants do we need? How much do we have? And all those things we have to put them in the constitution. Due to the delay in the payment, your participants think that neither their own contribution nor their new contribution. So what we are saying is that because of the delay in payment, even old participants, again, it's not also easy for them because by the time you say, let me show me, in MMM, people want to hear testimony. They want to see how you have been doing it and successfully. They want to say, have you been able to get your own? What have you gotten? So they need all those things. So we now come to action. What are we going to do? So we should go back to our plan and see what went wrong, what our mistakes is all about. We go back to our plan, look at our plan, we plan well, our seminars, our lectures, we look at all those things. We also go to the point that more of the participant condition we need to make progress. We need more participants so that we can contribute so that our system will be strengthened. The next thing we do is that we look at resources and the tools we need to get us back in service of operation. So we look at are you going to organize offline talks? Are you going to go online talks? Are you going to bring out videos? Are you going to look at all those plans? What are those things we need? All these questions. The next thing to Nigeria from collapsing and equilibrium from the community. We now advise that we go back and do the following. We educate them on MM ideology all over and all over again. Let them know what MM is all about. Let people understand that MM is a destination. So when there's a delay in payment, paying your money, they should know that you have back of your mind before that this thing is bound to happen. By the time we let MMM, that it's just a donation. You give me money, I give you money. When there's delay in giving me money, that does not mean the system is not healthy. Let them understand. We educate them the more. Secondly, we expect more guidance of MMM and ideology of MMM. You know, some guidance, by the time you call them, some guidance will tell you, it is against country. By the time you educate them also, with the new system, new in Nigeria, we have to talk to the guardian also that they know this is what is happening. This is what MMM does. By the time we educate the guardian very well, they are also the one also to bring other people also. The next thing I have to do is that we use Bitcoin, and we can use Bitcoin to Nigeria community. By the time we use Bitcoin to Nigeria community, we then understand that we can provide, when you provide every Bitcoin, you have to so the guardian, the road participants, and then the president can provide everything in Bitcoin, even the new participants also. Is better. The other one is 30%, this one is 50%. Let me do this one. And by so doing, I also encourage our participants to share their videos of testimony on the Facebook page and tag over 200 people to witness this history. By the time we tell our participants, go and share your video, share your experience, share your testimony, share them, come to Facebook, come to social media, just talk about MMM, show videos, show your face, so then that this is free. And so doing, a lot of people will learn from them, a lot of people will understand what MMM is, this is free. At the end of this, if you have 1,002 line and we introduce to the system about 20,000 new participants assigned to the system. This will improve the system. There is not a possible system. One of the vital at this stage, this is information management. Yes. By information, we have to panic. The media not panic. They can start taking all of this. But we, as the organizer, we have to manage panic. Make sure that there's no panic in the left people. We check them. We understand what MMM is all about. We conquer panic. By go to social media, we encourage people to tell them more about MMM. Every time we can register, we can see that at the end, when we have 3,000 participants in the system, those one will give us a lot of money. That after we multiply their initial, that's a $300, 3,000, but 3,200, 320,000 people. We see that's money. Out. I'm paying out again. People come and then we'll be able to come and register and tell about MMM, and together we'll be able to root our work. Thank you very much. We hand over to the next presenter to take over from there. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Adedokun Adewale. Thank you. Chinedu, can you quickly wrap up the presentation for your circle, please? Thank you.
Yeah, good evening, mentor. Good evening, my fellow students. Chinedu Eze. I'll be presenting tax 6 and tax 7. So tax 6, the question is, during this month, delay in payments increased to 7 days. Referral activities almost reduced to 0. The old members do not attract anyone and do not make contributions to. In virtue of this situation, a pause mode is implemented in which all the old Marlboros are frozen and will be available for withdrawal when the situation will right itself. New deposits grow as per old conditions, are not frozen and available as usual. Make your plan of actions for another month. Resources, contributions, members, and so on. So with this, we have to make our analysis first with respect to the developments. We have been told that pause mode will be activated, old Marlboros frozen, and Marlboro growth will cease pending when the system functions fully. Then we will also ensure that we rebuild in the community's trust by educating the participants, trying to tell them more about the system on all other countries' experiences, those that had the problems before and later came back strongly. We will also create YouTube videos, we create channels, MMM videos, post it on all social medias, explain more on the pause mode so that people will not panic. We also share the ideology of MMM and the reasons why there is pause mode, also to avoid panic, because panic is one of the things that's going to make people to lose trust. Then the importance of registering new members will be affected. We have to emphasize on registering new members. Mavros will be reflected as Mavros 0% in their PO, and it's no longer growing. Then during this post mode, also more guiders and leaders from Nigeria are needed, and also maybe referral bonus should be changed from 10% to 15% to attract more PH. Then testimony videos will be increased so that when people see the testimonies, they will also be attracted to PH again. Then transparency on the MMM community will really help, because when people know more about what is happening, they will trust more. Then we also have to ensure that there is more. We have to ensure to be more active. Even those that are participating, we have to also ensure and be more active. Then we create both offline and online seminars and presentations. We have to organize it to sensitize people and create more awareness. Then the campaign of more PH and GH will be conducted. Then in the final task, the question says, your efforts have been insufficient to reverse the situation. A restart took place. All the old Mavros are removed. We start to work from the beginning. Serious negative impacts of the members and unfavorable responses. 1 or 2 negative articles in the mass media, and you have to make a fresh start in such situation. A plan of actions under specified conditions for a month as follows. First things first, when things like this happen, you have to first apologize to all the members or the participants and tell them why it is necessary for you to make a restart. Because if you don't apologize, if you don't explain to them, it's going to be hard for you to come to preach to somebody that feel that you have offended him, and they will give you a listening ear. Then we'll have to use increase promo rates, like maybe for the first 1 month or the first 2 months, change the Mavro growth from 30% to 50%. Then increase referral bonus maybe from 10% to 15%. Then engage in humanitarian services and social amenities, like my colleague, my fellow students said earlier, motherless babies, maybe doing community work, building of markets, helping students in their exams, all in the name of MMM. Then training more guiders to help solve participants' problems. Then testimonies by participants, both in videos and audios, will be uploaded in social media, both in YouTube, Facebook, on almost all the medias. Then we also have to record all the good things done by the community as videos and send across the whole media, because when people are attracted to success, so when you post success videos, I think it is going to attract more people. Then any guider that is not serious should be withdrawn with immediate effect, because guiders are the direct contacts to these participants. They try to talk to them. So if the guider is not performing his duties as a guider, he will be withdrawn. Then we have to also allow participants to choose who they want to be their guider. Maybe they have a guider that is listening to them, giving them listening ear and attention. Participants should be allowed to freely choose who they want to be their guider. And also the system has to approve events, offline seminars and offline proposals for the guiders. And initially, weekly review meetings with guiders where you look into problems facing the community, so that guiders can bring up what they feel is the participants' problem, and the community will look into it. And finally, giving guiders targets, because when guiders are helping the system, I think when guiders put more effort, is going to help the system to regain its strength again. So at this point, this is the end of our final task from Secretary.
Okay, guys. Thank you so much for your presentation. I want to ask a general question, and any of you can answer. From tax 1 to tax 7, what have you learned from that tax about the community called MMM? What have you learned about that, about MMM from tax 1 to tax 7? Any of you can answer, please. Okay, speak.
To about one, our conclusion is that the system, the community is really well planned and well projected. So they think ahead, plan ahead. Taking for instance, we are given alternative option B, option C, option A. If option A did not work out, option B will work out. Then when option B is not working out, option C will always work out. So I see it as a very strong community that is working ahead of time so that the system will not actually crash and cause panic as we really thought it would happen last year. But to God be the glory, because of those alternatives that this community have really put in place, we are able to come back today and we are still continuing in our glory. It was really important. During the course of the game, I came to learn that the post mode was of help. It helped the system to sustain because assuming that post mode was not there, when the pH is equal to the pH, or even more, the system will. But when it was noticed, a post mode has it was the post mode that was used to restructure the system back to its state, and today we are really enjoying from it. So MMM plans ahead and is very good.
Okay, thank you, Chima. MMM plan ahead, the focus, and make
That's
necessary arrangements. Okay, Christopher, yeah, sorry, Christopher, thank you. Any other contribution from anybody? What have you learned from the tax from tax 1 to tax 7? During the course of attempting the questions, what have you learned about MMM? Because the tax is just a picture, direct picture of what MMM is all about. What have you learned? Any other person, please? Chidi, do you have anything to say as regards the question?
Hello, sir.
Okay, speak.
Hello. This is Aido Kumadiwali.
Okay.
I learned that MMM is a community of people run by people with people. And we need people,
Okay.
participants in this MMM community to be able to change our world for real. We have seen clearly that if there's no new registration, if you are not requiring people, there's no way the system will be healthy. So the PE that they provide help was more than everything to make the system healthy. So as we are inviting people and we also encourage people to PH and we also participate in PH, we see that the system will be healthy. So what I learned is we must learn to talk to people about about this MMM, share testimony. We don't keep our mouth shut. We don't just, it's not about only one person benefiting. No. Also bring other people to knowledge of MMM, the knowledge of MMM, teach them what MMM is. Then by so doing, we see the system healthy. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Adewale. Thank you. You just hit the nail on the head, and you gave me word for word what I am actually expecting. This task summarizes the whole point in one word: that MMM is a people-based community. The activities and inactivities of both new, prospective, and old participants in terms of PH and GH determines the sustainability of the community. The more people that comes into the community, the more new PH you have, the more new PH old participants, from new participants, prospective participants, the more healthier it is for the community. So it is on this note that you should know as guiders, your major responsibility is to develop this community, ensure you bring in, ensure you carry out events, thereby, bringing in new participants into the community so that the community would remain healthy for every one of us. Now, miracles do not come anywhere. Money does not come from our body. Money does not come from Andrew. Money does not come from Mentonic. Money does not come from anywhere. There's no central account. The money that we get as reward for donation, the 30% increment as well for donation, is coming from donations from other participants. So for us to keep enjoying the roller coaster of this donation, we need to encourage registration of new participants. Basically, that is what the business game is all about, primarily targeting about. Now, it is when there was reduction in new registration of new participants that we started having problem. That is in tax 4. Now, in that case, what do you do? MMM Nigeria did something. It has said there was an holiday. What did MMM Nigeria do in their own case in December when there was an holiday, Christmas holiday? They introduced what is called Christmas bonus. Now, the aim of the Christmas bonus is to increase pH in the system, so as to ensure that we have enough pH in the system to take care of the pending, the prospective GH and the outgoing GH in the system. Now, it is one common thing among human beings that during festive period we tend to withdraw cash so that we're able to spend during the festivity period. So that was what MMM Nigeria experienced in December, whereby they implemented the Christmas bonus techniques. But the techniques did not work enough. That led further to tax 5, which says your plan did not work. What do you need to do? And what did they do in terms of MMM Nigeria? They went to implement what frozen mode, where marbles were frozen. You can't GH your old marbles, but you can pH and what's called GH your new marbles. Then, as the activities of new pH increase in the system, was be able to begin to defroze those old marbles in percentage of 10%, and as well as also percentage of donation of your referrals. So that is all basically what MMM is all about. Note that survival of this community lies in the hands of participants, not in the hands of administrators, not in the hands of my body, not in the hands of anybody, but lies in my hand. It also lies in your hand. It also lies in the hand of the timelines, my timelines, everybody in the community. So let's encourage PH, but don't forget you have to participate with your spare money. Participate with your spare money. On this note, I want to congratulate 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of you. I could see someone on YouTube, as well as the 9%. I want to congratulate all of you for this circle for your successful presentation of the business game tax, which is the grandmaster of all tax in the Guider School. Anytime from now, you could access your certificate and your emails will be sent forward for upgrade. Ensure that your details are correct. And also know that when you become guiders, your status can also be revoked. That is when you start misbehaving and you are caught misbehaving and you are being reported accordingly. You'll be investigated and your status should be revoked. Also know that participant has, like what you said in your provided your solution, and that's what Chinedu said in your last talk. Said participants should be given the right to change their guiders to whoever they feel that is providing them the right services that they have. So it will be a big slap for you to see your downline as changing guiders to another structure when you are still there. So please and please, when you become guiders, pay attention to your downlines. Take care of them. Care for them. Let them feel you, so that at the end of the day, you have a good structure that you will be proud of. Be an ambassador of the MMM Guider School, be an ambassador of MMM as a community. So guys, it's been a long day for me, very, very long one for me. And I've really stressed myself today. So your business, your tasks, I'll try and go through them before I sleep tonight. But at the moment, I think the school side from the back end here is not responding as I expected. I hope it gets better, or I check my network, and once it's comes up, okay, I think it's getting better now. I'll check your tax, and you can proceed to get your certificate. Please note that before you proceed to get the certificate, ensure that your emails are correct, your names, your details are correct. And after you get your certificate, you have to hold up for plus or minus 7 days. Usually within 48 hours, the PO will be upgraded. We shall have a valedictory meeting after most circles are presented, and for you to have my final word. But before then, always know that I love you all, but God loves you all most. Enjoy your night rest, and from me to you, it's a good night. Thank you. Thank you for joining the meeting. Thank you, Success. Thank you, Chima. Thank you, Chinedu. Thank you, Christopher. Thank you so much, Christopher. Thank you. Adedokun, thank you. Julius, thank you for being in the meeting also. Williams, thank you for being in the meeting. Rufus, I think saw you on YouTube. Thank you for joining the meeting. Thank you, every one of you. God bless you. I remember myself, Mentonique. Feel free to chat me up anytime. Feel free to contact me anytime you need my attention, and I'll be available for you. Do enjoy your night rest. Say good night. Thank you. Bye.
Yeah, we made it.
Everybody.